Hello. This is a quick video, hopefully quick. We'll see, to show how to upload albums for an album sale. I am with Facebook. So I'm using Google Chrome, and you can use whatever you want. You can use Safari, you can use Firefox, they all work, but I'm specifically using Google Chrome. Sometimes I feel like it works a little bit better, but I don't really know how much truth there is to that. So anyway, here we go. So I am open to my LuLaRoe Facebook group right now. So this is my shopping group. This is not my business page. And what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to go to Photos, and I'm going to go to album. Well, you don't really need to go to albums yet. There are a couple ways to do this, and what I find to be the easiest is to open up a few tabs at one time. So for me, I always start uploading with my leggings first. And then I go from my leggings to tops to skirts to dresses to cover-ups. And the reason I do that is because I want my most expensive items to be first in the albums. And when you upload your albums, the first albums you upload will be the last albums in the order. The last albums you upload will be the first albums in order. So you want to upload your albums backwards from the way you want them. So what you're going to do is you're either going to click on Create Album. I open up a few different tabs at once. So I right click on Create Album, and then I click Open a New Tab. And I do that because I'm doing leggings first. I do it 5 different times because I have 5 different legging sizes, because I have all the kid sizes too. If you didn't want to do that, if you just wanted to upload one album at a time, all you would do is just simply click on Create Album, and it would take you to your files. And then you click on the files you want. So, for me, since I start with leggings first, and I want them to be in size order when you're looking at them. So I want them to go smallest to biggest, which means the first one I'm going to upload are TC, because remember, when you upload albums, they go in order backwards. So I'm going to click on, this is where my LuLaRoe inventory is. I'm going to click on TC. And then I would select either, depending on what you're doing, most of the time when I upload albums, what I do is I spend some time uploading only my album covers, and then I go back in before the sale's going to start and I upload all the images. So usually sometime in the afternoon I'll just upload album covers just to get that done. Then I have all my albums ready, and then I just have to fill them with pictures of the inventory. So when I upload my album covers, I upload 3 different images, and I'll click on those so you can see what they are. So you select whatever you want to put into your album, and then you click on Open, and then it would pop up to this screen. And so really quickly, it's going to show you, this is my album cover. I created it myself. If I were going to do it again, and I should do it again, I just need to take the time to do it, I would put a square image here. You see how this one is more of a rectangle? I would put a square like these. And the reason being, I'll show you that in a minute. I'll go ahead and just upload this real quick so you can see it. So I would name this album the Tall and Curvy Leggings album. Well, not album. I'm just going to call it Tall and Curvy Leggings. And then since it's going to be the last album in my order of albums, I'm going to upload it first, remember, because we go backwards. And, oh, I gotta scoot over because I got too much on my screen here. Okay. And then you're gonna click on post. So we're gonna post that. And it will take a second. Okay. So then I'm just gonna, oh, here it comes. Okay. So this is what your album will look like when it's all loaded, and you see why I would choose a square image, because the tall is cut off here, as is part of the bottom of the image. So when I click on it, you can see the whole image. It's not a big deal, but I would like it to all be seen just in the preview too. So that's why I recommend just kind of going with a square image. Obviously with your inventory pictures you can't really do that. They're going to end up being a rectangle, and that's okay. But just because this is the album cover, which means that when I click on photos and albums, it's cut off because your album covers are always a square. So anyway, I would go through, and that's why I opened this many tabs. What I would do is I would upload all of Tall and Curvy, all of one size, or just the album covers, tween, large, extra large, small, medium. I would upload those, I would name them, and then I'd go back through and I'd hit post, 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 etc. And so that's how you upload albums. It's really easy. It does take a little bit of time. That's why I always upload my album covers first. Usually like sometime in the afternoon, and then I would go back in. So then later when I want to fill in my inventory, I would click on Tall and Curvy. I would click on Add Photos. And then I would select all of these images. And I'm just keeping my finger on shift here and then pressing the down button, and that's what's selecting all those at once. And then I would click on open, and this will pop up. And this does take some time depending on how many pieces you have in each style. When you're talking more like 80 some pieces, it's going to take a few minutes. My recommendation is to only be loading 2 to 3 albums at a time, and then go on to the next 2 or 3. If you're uploading all of your albums at once, it's going to take longer just because your internet is going to be bogged down. So I recommend only doing a few at a time. And then once those are all done loading, move on to the next ones. So what you can do if you don't want all of those to post is you can just, so I would select this. I don't have anything here, but I'll do something. So like my next one would be one size. I'd select all of one size. I would upload it. And so it's already, yeah, it's already kind of slowing down a little bit, but that's okay. It doesn't take all that long. And then, yeah, so I'm gonna wait. I would wait for these to load. And then once all of these are loaded, once all these images are loaded, and once all these images are loaded, I would post those and then move on. Or no, sorry. If you could post them if you wanted to, but if you were wanting to wait and post all your albums kind of at the same time, all you would do is just wait for these to be loaded, wait for these to be loaded, and then you would just let them sit there. So you just let the album kind of sit like this. And then you'd move on. So for me, I'd move on to tween. And then I'd move on to large, extra large. And then I'd wait a second, and then I'd move on to small, medium. And I'd wait to get all those loaded. And then if you feel like that's too many tabs up here, like if you still want to wait to upload all your inventory, you feel like it's too many tabs up here, you can just open a new window. And then you could do a bunch in that window too. So, yeah, that's how you create albums. Not super difficult. This is actually like running slower than it normally does. Sorry, it's early in the morning. Maybe it's slow like me. Oh, I think it's almost done. I'm going to slide this over so that you can kind of see. When all the images are ready, this little button down here that says post will be highlighted instead of kind of like blacked out so that you can click on it. So there you go. That's how you make albums. Not too difficult. And this video is much longer than I anticipated, but that's okay. So yeah, all right. I hope that's helpful. And